Hey everyone, take a look at this glass of water. If I asked you, how much does this weigh? What would you say? 8 ounces? 12 ounces? Maybe 20? Honestly, the absolute weight on the scale doesn't matter. The real answer depends on how long I hold it. If I hold it for a minute, it's no problem. Light as a feather. If I hold it for an hour, my arm will start to ache. And if I hold it for an entire day, my arm will go numb, it'll cramp up, and eventually I'll be forced to drop the glass to the floor. In every scenario, the weight of the water never changes. But the longer I hold on to it, the heavier it becomes to me. Your worries, your stress, and your overthinking are exactly like this glass of water. Think about them for a minute? No big deal. Think about them a bit longer? You start to get a headache. Think about them all day long, you'll feel paralyzed, incapable of doing anything else. Today, we aren't going to talk about dry, boring theory. I'm going to tell you 3 stories that have shifted the perspective on inner peace for millions of people. If you feel like you've been holding the glass for too long and don't know how to put it down, stick with me. And if you are ready to let go of that burden, go ahead and hit that like button right now as a commitment to yourself. Our first story takes us to a college lecture hall. A psychology professor is pacing around the stage. When she raises a glass of water, the whole room internally groans. Oh boy, here comes the legendary "is the glass half full or half empty" speech. But no, she smiles and asks the same question about weight that I just asked you. After explaining that the problem lies in the duration of holding it, she says something profound. Remember to put the glass down. Sounds simple, right? Put the glass down. But what about in real life? We tend to carry those glasses home with us. We bring them to the dinner table. We bring them to the couch while watching Netflix. And worst of all, we bring them into bed with us. Here's a fun fact. Our brain is kind of like a bad roommate. You know the type? The one who is messy, pessimistic, and constantly screaming, "Hey, Chicken Little, the sky is falling. Everything is about to go wrong." This roommate has chronic anxiety about everything. And if you try to argue, if you try to force this mind to shut up, it just screams louder. It's like trying not to think of a pink elephant. Boom. Instant pink elephant. So how do we put the glass down when our mind is glued to it? Psychologists and meditation masters agree on one thing. Don't fight the thoughts. Create distance. Imagine you are standing on a beach. Your thoughts and worries are the rough waves out in the ocean. Instead of jumping in and letting the waves drown you, that's overthinking. Step back. Stand on the sand and just watch them. Ah, there's the deadline anxiety wave, and over there is the fear of judgment wave. By observing without judging, you are putting the glass down. You are allowing your arm and your mind to rest. What have you been holding the longest this week? An unanswered text? A mistake from the past? Comment "I drop it" below to release it right now. Sometimes writing it down is the best way to let it go. Let's move to our second story. There was a young man named Michael. He worked hard, but his mind was constantly a hurricane. He worried about bills, clients, competitors, you name it. One day, after losing a huge client, Michael felt like he was going to snap. He went to see a wise old man in his village. The man led Michael to a small pond in the woods. The water was still, perfectly reflecting the blue sky. Suddenly, the old man grabbed a stick and stirred the water violently. The mud from the bottom churned up. The water turned brown and chaotic. The image of the sky vanished. He said, "Your mind is like this pond. When it is stirred up by thousands of thoughts, You can't see anything but chaos. But watch. They stood there, doing nothing, just waiting. Slowly, the mud began to settle back to the bottom. The water became clear again, and once more, the sky appeared on the surface. What's the lesson here? In modern Western culture, we are taught to take action, fix the problem, do something. But with the mind, the more you try to stir it to find a solution, the muddier you make it. It's like a jar of muddy water. If you keep shaking it, hoping it will clear up, you're going to fail. The only way to clear the water is to let the jar sit. This is the concept of Wu Wei, effortless action in Taoism, or what we might call do-nothing meditation. When you feel overwhelmed, don't try to think your way out of anxiety. Stop. Let the mud settle. I know. Telling a stressed out person to do nothing is like telling a broke person to just go buy a yacht. It sounds ridiculous. But doing nothing here isn't laziness. It is an intentional act. It's sitting down, breathing, and allowing things to be as they are. You aren't chasing the Chicken Little out of your head. You're just sitting there, watching him run around until he gets tired and falls asleep. If you want to try this, take 5 minutes a day to just sit. No phone, no music, no trying to meditate, just sit. You'll be surprised at how hard it is at first, but also surprised by the peace it brings. Our final story is a classic from Zen tradition, but it fits perfectly in today's world of information overload. A learned university professor went to visit a Zen master to inquire about Zen. But instead of listening, the professor talked endlessly about his own knowledge, his theories, and his opinions. The Zen master calmly made tea. He poured tea into the professor's cup. The cup became full, but he kept pouring. The tea overflowed the cup, spilled onto the saucer, ran onto the table, and dripped onto the floor. The professor couldn't hold it in anymore and shouted, "Stop! It's full! No more will go in!" At this moment, the master stopped, smiled, and said, "Like this cup, your mind is full of your own opinions and speculations. How can I show you Zen unless you first empty your cup?" We call this beginner's mind, Shoshin. In the expert's mind, there are few possibilities. But in the beginner's mind, the possibilities are infinite. When you feel stuck, it's usually not because you lack knowledge, but because you know too much of the wrong stuff. You are full of what-ifs, failure scenarios, and other people's judgments. Your cup is too full. Emptying the cup doesn't mean forgetting everything. It means temporarily setting aside your ego and your judgment. When you face a problem, instead of saying, "I know this sucks," ask, "What is actually happening here?" Knowledge fills the cup with words. Wisdom needs space to sit. So, we have 3 big takeaways today to bring peace back into this crazy modern life. 1. Put the glass down. Don't carry 8 a.m. stress into your bed at 10 p.m. Set a time limit on your worries. 2. Don't stir the mud. When things are chaotic, the best action is often to pause. Use the box breathing technique used by Navy SEALs to calm your nervous system. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. It shifts you from fight or flight to calm instantly. 3. Empty the cup. Approach every day with an open mind, without prejudice. Don't let old worries take up the space meant for new opportunities. Finally, remember this. Peace isn't something you have to go search for in a faraway land. It's not on top of the Himalayas or at an expensive retreat. Peace is something you allow to happen. It's like clearing space in a cluttered room so the sunlight can flood in. Life will always throw rocks into your pond. There will always be waves. But if you know how to keep your center still, the reflection of the sky will always return. Thank you for spending this valuable time emptying your cup with me today. If this video brought you even a tiny bit of peace, please share it with a friend who needs to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We'll explore many more inspiring stories together in the next video. But for now, put your phone down, take a deep breath, and put your glass down. Goodbye, and I'll see you soon.